English podcast.
From Learn English with Joy.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Learn English with Joy, the podcast where we make learning English feel easy, warm, and just a little magical.
That's right. I'm Emily, and I'm so glad you're here with us today. We've got a special episode lined up, one that speaks directly to a common struggle many English learners face.
Let's be honest. Have you ever learned a beautiful English word, maybe something fancy, poetic, or even fun to say, and then, just when you needed it the most, it vanished?
Completely disappeared from your brain. Like, poof, gone. You're in a conversation, the word is right there on the tip of your tongue, and suddenly, blank. Nothing.
It happens to everyone, and it's frustrating, isn't it? You put effort into learning a new word. Maybe you even wrote it down, practiced it, repeated it. But a few days later, it's like your brain just says, "Sorry, I don't know her."
But here's the good news. You're not alone, and even better, you don't have to memorize words the hard way. Forget the old school read and repeat method. There are much better ways, more natural, more fun, and definitely more effective.
Today, we're going to explore 6 powerful strategies that will help you not just learn new words, but actually remember them. And not just for a day, for the long run.
We'll show you how to make vocabulary stick like glue. You'll learn how to connect words with emotions, with pictures in your mind, with your real life, even with your sense of humor.
And to make this episode even more special, we've invited 2 very different guests to join us, Mark and Alexander.
Now get this. Mark is calm, thoughtful, quiet, while Alexander is, well, let's just say he's the complete opposite, talkative, dramatic, a little bit extra, but hey, his English is fantastic.
They'll both be sharing their personal experiences with remembering and forgetting vocabulary. And I promise, it's going to be both helpful and hilarious.
So whether you're just starting your English journey or you've been learning for years, this episode is for you. Because let's face it, remembering vocabulary is hard. And yet, it's the heart of communication.
Exactly. Without vocabulary, we can't express our ideas, our stories, or even how we feel. But the way we learn words, that's where many people get stuck.
They try to memorize long lists, copy definitions, repeat words over and over, and then wonder why nothing sticks.
So today, we're going to change that. We're going to show you that remembering words doesn't have to be boring or stressful. In fact, it can be personal, creative, even fun.
You'll hear real stories, easy tips, and practical tools you can start using today, whether you're learning alone, with a teacher, or even just speaking to yourself in the mirror.
And don't worry, there's no test at the end, just small, joyful steps to help you grow.
All right, let's dive in. Vocabulary doesn't have to disappear. Let's learn how to make it stay.
Welcome back. In the last segment, Emily and Alexander showed us how powerful personal memories can be in remembering vocabulary. And now, let's take that one step further.
I'm glad we're talking about this part. Honestly, for me, if I can't picture a word, I probably won't remember it.
Really? You're more of a visual learner?
Definitely. When I learn a new word, I always ask myself, what does this look like? Can I turn this word into a mental image? If the answer is no, it disappears within days.
So, when you say image, do you mean like an actual picture in your mind?
Exactly. Let me give you an example. A while back, I learned the word lavish. I knew it meant rich or luxurious, but the definition alone didn't stick.
So, what did you do?
I closed my eyes and imagined a long wooden table, covered in velvet cloth, golden plates, tall candles, exotic fruits spilling over the edge. The kind of feast you'd see in a royal palace. That's what lavish became in my mind.
That's such a powerful image. You didn't just memorize the word, you saw it.
Exactly. Now, whenever I hear or use the word lavish, that same image comes right back. I don't have to think twice.
I love that. You know, I had a similar experience with the word meticulous. It means being extremely careful and precise, right?
Right.
Well, to remember it, I imagined a jeweler, hunched over a table, carefully setting tiny diamonds into a ring. Every motion slow, exact. Tweezers, gloves, a little magnifying glass. That kind of detail? That's meticulous.
That's brilliant. And the more specific the image, the better. I've found that the weirder the picture, the longer it sticks.
Totally. Our brains love novelty. If the image is boring, it gets tossed. But if it's funny, surprising, or even a little strange, your brain pays attention.
It's like giving the word a costume. You dress it up with something your mind wants to remember. And
I like that. So, for our listeners, here's a challenge. The next time you learn a new word, don't just read it. Draw it. Not on paper. In your mind.
yes, imagine a scene. Where is the word happening? What colors do you see? Who is there? What's moving? Add details. Even exaggerate.
Let's say the word is chaotic. You could picture a room with flying papers, alarm clocks ringing, someone cooking and vacuuming at the same time.
Or if the word is serene, imagine a quiet lake at sunset. The water perfectly still. Maybe one leaf floating. And no sound at all.
Beautiful. And here's the thing. You don't have to be a good artist. This isn't about drawing well. It's about training your brain to remember through imagination.
Because a picture, especially in your mind, is worth 1,000 repetitions.
So try it. The next new word you learn, give it a scene, give it a color, give it life. That's how you make it unforgettable.
And coming up next, we'll talk about the importance of using the word right after you learn it. Because memory fades fast unless you take action.
We'll be back with Alexander and Mark and a story involving cereal, a mirror, and possibly a bad outfit.
And coming up next, we'll talk about the importance of using the word right after you learn it. Because memory fades fast, though unless you take action.
We'll be back with Alexander and Mark and a story involving cereal, a mirror, and possibly a bad outfit.
Wait, I did not agree to share that mirror story. Did you just set me up?
I think you set yourself up when you wore pajamas to that online class.
Okay, fair. But back to words. Go on, Mark. What's your method?
It's simple. Whenever I learn a new word, I write it in a notebook. Not just the definition, I use it in a real sentence. Something about my actual day.
Wow, sounds meditative. But isn't that kind of boring? I mean, no offense. But where's the fun?
It's not meant to be exciting, it's meant to be effective. Writing helps me process. For example, when I learned grateful, I wrote, "Today, I'm grateful for the quiet rain outside."
Aw, poetic. But me? I'd write something like, I'm grateful the delivery guy didn't judge me for wearing socks with sandals. Same word. More personality.
That works too. Actually, that's the point, and as long as you use the word in a sentence that feels real to you, it sticks.
Exactly. I use new words the same day I learn them. In messages to friends, in voice memos, sometimes just talking to myself while brushing my teeth.
I've done that. Whispering a sentence in the mirror like I'm giving a speech to the Queen. The weather today is unbearably humid.
I once practiced peculiar by saying, this cereal tastes peculiar. Did someone put salt instead of sugar? While eating alone. At 7 a.m.
You talk to your cereal?
Only when it deserves it.
But the idea is solid. New words are like seeds. You can plant them, but if you don't water them, they die.
So you've got to use the word. Right away. The more ways, the better.
Write a text, say it out loud, put it in your journal, turn it into a joke. Even talk to your cereal if that helps.
Because here comes our golden rule. You use it, you keep it, you skip it, you lose it.
That's the truth. Practice is what makes the memory strong.
So the next time you learn a new word, don't just admire it like it's art in a museum. Take it off the wall and use it.
Coming up, Maya and I will explore two powerful tools that turn short-term memory into long-term recall. Active recall and spaced repetition.
Sounds technical. Good thing I brought my concentration face.
Do you even have one?
Not really, but I'll pretend.
All right, Professor Alexander, let's hear your theory.
Gladly. Let me explain this using my very official, semi-scientific method. You see, your brain is lazy. Sorry, brain. But it's true. And active recall, that's how we make it do some push-ups.
Push-ups?
Exactly. Most people review by looking at the word again and again. But active recall flips that. Instead of seeing the answer, you ask your brain to bring it back with no help.
So, instead of just reading meticulous means careful, you'd close your book and say, what does meticulous mean? And let your brain search for it.
Yes, that mental search, even if it's slow or clumsy, that's the workout. That's what builds strong memory.
I love that. You're not just feeding your brain, you're making it hunt.
Now, add to that a little thing called spaced repetition. Think of it like watering a plant, not too much at once, just at the right time.
So instead of reviewing the same word 10 times in 1 hour, you review it once today, again in 2 days, then again a week later.
Exactly. You want to catch the word right before your brain forgets it. That's when learning sticks the most.
And there are some amazing tools that help with this. Have you tried Anki?
Yes, Anki is like a memory trainer in your pocket. It shows you flashcards at just the right moment, based on your brain's rhythm.
Quizlet's great too, especially if you like pictures and matching games.
Or if you're old school like me, I still use index cards. I write the word on one side and the meaning and a funny example on the back.
Flashcards are timeless. And here's the magic. The struggle to remember is actually part of the learning. It might feel uncomfortable, but it's a good sign.
Memory is like muscle. You don't grow stronger by lifting pillows. You need a little resistance.
That's a great reminder for our listeners. Don't be afraid of forgetting. The moment you forget and try to remember is when real learning happens.
So next time before you reach for your notes, pause. Ask your brain, hey, do you still remember this word?
And if it struggles, that's okay. That struggle is training your memory to hold on tighter.
Coming up next, Chris and Mark return to talk about learning in context. Because let's be real, words don't live in isolation. They live in stories.
And we've got some strange examples ahead, including forks, cereal, and maybe a flamingo.
Don't look at me. That one's all Chris.
But speaking of flamingos, why, that actually reminds me of how I taught my nephew the word graceful.
Wait, hold on. You taught a real human being? Lucky. I taught my last vocabulary word to my cat.
Your cat?
Yeah. His name is Mr. Waffles, and he's an excellent listener, especially when tuna is involved. I sat him down and said, today's word is peculiar. It means strange, like the way you stare at walls for no reason.
At least you're getting your speaking practice in. I teach words to my nephew. He's 5. And the best part? He asks questions.
See, that's what I'm missing. Mr. Waffles never asks follow-ups.
Well, that's the magic of teaching. The moment you explain a word to someone else, especially in your own words, it becomes clearer in your mind too.
So true. When you teach, you're not just repeating what you heard. You're rephrasing it, reshaping it, making it your own.
Exactly. You go from knowing the word to understanding it.
And sometimes, you even find better ways to remember it while you're explaining. Like when I tried to teach the word charming to my niece, I said, it's the feeling you get when someone makes you smile without trying too hard, like the barista who always gives me an extra cookie.
That's a great image. Real, memorable, personal.
So for everyone listening, here's the challenge. Find someone, anyone, to teach your new words to. A friend, a classmate, a cousin, a Peter, even a mirror.
Or write your own definitions. Pretend you're making a dictionary, Malik, but in your voice. No textbook language. Just simple, real explanations.
Even better, act it out. Pick a word like mysterious and do a dramatic movie scene. Who left this note on the fridge? The handwriting? It's so mysterious.
I can see the Oscar nomination already.
Thank you. I'd like to thank my vocabulary coach, Mr. Waffles.
Bottom line, if you want to keep a word, teach it, even if your student has fur or doesn't clap at the end.
Coming up, it's time to slow things down and reflect. Chris and Emily are back with a recap of all the strategies we've covered today, and one final reminder about what really matters in your learning journey.
It's not speed. It's not memorizing hundreds of words. It's about depth and joy.
Well said, Mark. Let's take a moment and breathe together. Today wasn't just about learning new techniques. It was about changing the way we approach vocabulary.
That's right. Let's go over the 6 strategies we've explored in the simplest way possible.
Number 1, make it personal. Connect new words to your life, a memory, a feeling, a moment that matters.
Number 2, create pictures in your mind. Turn the word into a scene. The weirder or more vivid, the better.
Number 3, use it immediately. Write it, say it, whisper it in the mirror if you have to. Use it and you'll keep it.
Number 4, challenge your memory. Ask yourself, what does this word mean? Without looking. Let your brain do the lifting.
Number 5, learn in context. See the word in action, in a sentence, in a story. That's how it sticks.
And number 6, teach it to someone. Explain it. Act it out. Make it yours, and give it away.
These aren't magic tricks. They're just small, powerful habits. And when used together, they make a big difference.
Here's something we want you to remember. You don't need to learn 100 words a day. Just remember 5, deeply, truly, and joyfully.
Vocabulary isn't a race. It's not about numbers. It's a garden.
You plant a word, you water it with use, and one day, it blooms naturally when you speak.
So take your time, smile through the process.
And remember, just 1 word a day, but one that stays.
Coming up next, it's quiz time. Emily and Alexander are back with 10 great words from today's episode. Let's see how many you can remember.
All right, Emily. Word number 1, exquisite. What does it mean?
It means very beautiful or elegant. Example, the wedding cake looked absolutely exquisite. Now it's your turn. What does frigid mean?
Very cold. Example, my hands were frigid after walking in the snow.
Nice. Next up, peculiar. What do you think?
It means strange or unusual. Example, he has a peculiar habit of wearing 2 watches. Let's go with something fancy, lavish.
Lavish means rich, fancy, or luxurious. Example, the party was full of lavish decorations. Now your turn again, meticulous.
Meticulous means very careful and exact. Example, she is meticulous when painting tiny details. Okay, how about nostalgic?
Nostalgic means missing or remembering the past. Example, looking at old photos makes me feel nostalgic. This one's fun. Flustered.
It means nervous or confused. Example, I felt flustered when I forgot my speech. Let's try sophisticated.
Sophisticated means stylish or elegant. Example, her outfit looked very sophisticated and modern. Now for a happy word, serendipity.
Serendipity means a lucky surprise. Example, meeting my best friend at the airport was serendipity. Last one, charming.
Charming means pleasant or likable. Example, the small cafe on the corner was so charming.
And that's our 10. If you remembered even 3 or 4, that's already a win.
And if you didn't, don't worry. You can replay this section anytime and practice again.
Try saying each word out loud, or write your own sentence with it.
Or better yet, teach one of these words to someone else, even your cat.
Thanks for joining us on this quiz. You're building your vocabulary. 1 word, 1 story, 1 memory at a time.
We'll see you in the next episode of Learn English with Joy.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode. But before we say goodbye, we just want to leave you with a little reminder.
Learning English, like any language, takes time. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up every day and saying, okay, I'll try again.
Yes, you don't need to speak like a native speaker. You just need to keep speaking. Even if you make mistakes, especially if you make mistakes.
Exactly. Because those mistakes, that's where real progress begins.
You know, there's a quote I really love from Maya Angelou. She said, "Do the best you can until you know better. Then, when you know better, do better."
That's beautiful. And so true for language learners. You don't have to get it right the first time. You just have to keep going.
So today, we encourage you to say just one sentence in English, out loud, to a friend, to yourself, to your dog. Doesn't matter. One sentence.
Because every sentence is a step, and every step counts.
Thanks for learning with us today. We're so proud of you, not for being perfect, but for being present.
We'll see you next time, right here on Learn English with Joy. Until then,
Keep speaking. Keep smiling. Keep growing.